going on, everybody? Beautiful night. Yeah, there's a nice breeze blowing, sun's going down, and figured I'd come out to the shop and just discuss a little something that's been on my mind for a little while. Right here is my 2020 Road Glide Limited. And yeah, it just turned, oh my gosh, what's it got on it now? $37,284 miles. For those of you that are new, I'll introduce myself. Welcome to Lone Cowboy Adventures. And first name is Ken. And I used to ride horses. Well, back in my 20s, I actually rode bulls. Grew up on a farm. I kind of grew up on both sides of the fence. You know, kind of grew up on the farm, grew up, you know, in the city also. Been there, done that. I won't say I've done everything, but I've done a lot of things in my life. So, what's been on my mind is those of you that have been following my channel, back in April, I laid the bike over, broke both wrists. I've laid up for 2 months. Now, by the way, this one here, that's not mine. I'm keeping it here for a good friend of mine. Yeah. So, back in April, like I said, I laid the bike over, and it was, I would say it's probably my fault. I just had a new back tire mounted, got the wheel back on the tire, brake caliper, all that stuff, and well, as an old man, as some of you would say, when I pulled out of the driveway, I looked down to see if my kickstand was up or not. And when I did, I was doing that in the middle of my turn, and I cracked the throttle. And well, I didn't crack it hard or nothing. I just accelerated a little bit in my turn. And those of you that do know motorcycles, new tires have a slick coating, and you have to ride it for, 15, 10, 20 miles. So anyway, and if it wasn't for my Miss Linda, I don't know what I would have done. So leave me a comment down below if you've ever had a accident on your motorcycle. But this bike here is not paid for yet. Still making payments. I have full coverage insurance, and insurance company treated me very well. My dealership treated me very well, and yeah, I was gonna trade it when it was in the paint and body, and when my dealer said, well, we give you $27 for it, without even looking at it. And I'm thinking, well, is that, including the insurance check? Because I owe a little bit more than that. So when they offered me $27, I said no, and my salesman told me, he says, well, you've got over 30,000 miles on that bike, and that's what hurts you. He said, if you would trade at 20,000 miles, we could have really worked a good deal. So anyway, before this bike, I had a 2018 Road Glide. And before that, I had a Electric Glide Classic. I bought it used. I didn't take it to a mechanic and have it looked at. And that was a nightmare because somebody had put a big bore kit on it. And first trip out, about 250 miles, threw the rod through the case. That was an expensive fix because I had to replace the motor. So I took a big loss on that bike, but it's what I wanted to do. I wanted to ride. And, you know, there's something about a motorcycle. It's kind of like, and I'll show you. That's not the right one. Yeah, let me grab these real quick. Something about riding a motorcycle is kind of like holding on to the reins in the saddle. You know what I'm saying? I put many miles on my horses, and I don't regret one bit of it. Just like a motorcycle, my horses needed maintenance. Every 8 weeks, I had to take them to get their feet trimmed. My Palomino required pads, shoes all the time on his front feet. Because of no fault of his own, he foundered twice. Just like a motorcycle, we got to maintain them. Put shoes on them once in a while. But back to my story. There's nothing like the freedom that you feel with the wind blowing past you and traveling. Those 37,000 miles, I would say probably, I don't know. Miss Linda and I took a trip last year that was 4,800 miles. We went clear to the Grand Canyon. We went up past Salt Lake. We went up into, oh my gosh, Wyoming. Well, we started out in Oklahoma. And yeah, we had a good time. And before that, let's see, that was last year. Year before that, gosh, I don't even remember where we started out at, but we just had a blast. So Miss Linda and I have probably rode at least 10 to 15,000 miles together on that bike, and I cherish every minute of it, you know, every mile of it. My 2018 Road Glide, in 2019, I took my first trip to Sturgis by myself because the person I was with didn't want to travel. And so the freedom that you feel on the motorcycle is kind of like riding horses. You're one with that machine. I felt one with my horse. So you know, Harley Davidson came out with what they call the CVOs. And those, you know, when I see those, and I've been seeing a lot of videos on the CVOs, custom vehicle operation Harley Davidsons. They have a great big digital screen. You know, they get rid of the gauges. They have Uh, I don't know what all they have, but I'm sure they probably have ABS and uh, hill assist and all this other stuff. You know, if you're stopped at a stoplight on a hill, it'll actually help you accelerate, you know, to get going. And, you know, the custom paint jobs and all this other stuff, you know, hey, to each his own. Because, I mean, they have custom paint jobs on them. To me, in my opinion, a $45,000 bike on two wheels, that's going to be, to me, if I were to own something like that, it would be sitting in my shop and not taken out in the rain, you know, cold weather, you know, and stuff like that. So I have friends that do have bikes that they have upgraded and upgraded and upgraded, and probably have put $25,000 into a Harley Davidson. Now, will I have to do some upgrades to the motor eventually? Yeah. It's got the stage 1 exhaust kit on it. I don't have a Rockford Fosgate stereo and all this other stuff. I'd like to upgrade the stereo, but you know, that's about $2,000 right there. But I do ride it back and forth to my work, and when the weather's good. Now, today was the first day in probably 2 or 3 weeks that I haven't ridden the bike to work, because there were some storms in the area. But yeah, so I wanna thank everybody who have recently subscribed to the channel and coming along for this journey with me on the bike and life and whatnot and all that stuff. We do like to have a little fun, so I do have, you know, some other stuff coming out, and yeah, so sometimes you gotta have thick skin, right? Especially riding in 27-degree weather, you gotta have thick skin. Because back in January, I did do a January trip in 27-degree weather. When I lived in Kansas City, it was 27 degrees. I went to Oklahoma, and it was a beautiful time down there. So, do I know everything about motorcycles? No, I don't. I can change brake pads. I can take the wheels, tires off, and blah. You know, pretty soon I'll be changing my own oil, because I think I've only got 2 oil changes left up at the dealer. So that's going to be a new experience for me. And I'm sure it's not hard. I changed my oil on my own truck and changed oil on Miss Linda's car, you know, and stuff like that. So, excuse the shop because it's a mess, you know. So, oh, excuse me. So, anyway, I just can't believe the prices of some of the Harley Davidsons, and I'm sure some of the other bikes are just as expensive. You know, the trikes, gold wings, you know, and stuff like that. I've always preferred the Harley Davidsons, and it's just, yeah, she's got some scratches and this and that. She's dirty. She needs a bath. And it's just like the horses. Hey, when they got dirty, I gave them a bath too, you know. But yeah, used to ride ATVs before I rode horses, and that was after I was bull riding. It's all an adrenaline rush, and I don't soup up the bike or nothing. You know, once in a while I'll open her up. I'll admit that. But, yeah. It's just the freedom that you feel. And it kind of like, and I'm sure you've all heard this before, it's kind of like leaving your demons behind. You know, I put that helmet on, I get going down the road, every milepost is kind of like leaving it behind, you know. But it's weird. Sometimes you get back home and it's still there, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think, you know, and give me your opinion, you know. It's just a little something I'd share with you, because I have been seeing videos and reviews and all this stuff on the CVOs and how beautiful they are, you know. My dealer had an anniversary edition up there. I don't know if they still do or not. And it was a numbered anniversary edition. Custom paint, had the eagle and everything. Look at that. Then the wind's gonna blow. So yeah, there we go. He told me, he says $60,000 will take that off the showroom floor. I mean, it was one of them paint jobs that if you shined a light on the side, and it showed the eagle head on the side, the fairing, and the feathers all the way down the side of the bike. And I told him, I says, you know what? I says, that's something you take home and leave in the garage, because it is a numbered bike and it's $60,000, you know? I mean, that's just my opinion. So anyway, that's my thoughts for the day. So y'all have a good night, and stay out of trouble. Give the video a thumbs up for me. Leave me a comment down below. And as I always say hi to a stranger, thank a veteran, and we'll see you on the next one, okay? Say bye.